In this episode, finding your sweet spot for success. Now let's get something clear, guys. A sweet spot is really important in your constant evolution. And if you're watching this show, you're trying to evolve. The easiest way to get there is finding your sweet spot. Yeah. And I'm going to help you get there as I continue this journey myself, looking for that sweet spot. So you guys ready to get started? All right, let's get started. All right, guys, let me show you how I find my sweet spot when I'm trying to warm up. Okay, I jump rope, and I'll jump rope for about 30 seconds to a minute. And what I'm looking for as I jump is that one rhythm. Once I'm in that rhythm, there it is. Once I'm in that rhythm, that's my sweet spot. Now I'm trying to hold it there to get the maximum efficiency and workout. And after that, I'm wiped out. But I left it out there. Found my sweet spot. And each time I do this, I try to extend it. That's how it works. Now back to the show. We're on a tennis court. Yeah, it's a beautiful court. If you watch tennis, there's a thing that's called the sweet spot. So you watch players hit the ball, volley back and forth, or they serve, or they return. And the idea is to hit the ball in the perfect place on the racket that gives it the most power, precision, and accuracy and efficiency. And you want that.
Promoted 6 times by Democrats and Republicans, Chief James Reyes has earned bipartisan support to serve as our sheriff.
I'm Chief James Reyes. As the only candidate with executive leadership experience in a sheriff's office, I'm ready to lead on day one. As your sheriff, I will invest in training and accountability for our officers, create an independent public corruption unit, and deploy new technology so we can aggressively take on crime and keep our neighborhoods safe. It would be an honor to serve my hometown as your sheriff.
Steph Curry's jump shot, or LeBron playing anywhere on the floor. That's where you're in the groove. Some people say you're in the zone, but the real pros know how to stay there. And they don't have up and down and up and down. They're just consistent. And that's the same with life. It's the same with business. It's the same with relationships. So let's get into it a little deeper, shall we? Okay, so I got my pad here and we're on the court. And you'll notice when you look at the court, it has boundaries. So sweet spots, and when you're doing your thing, whether you're pursuing something in a career, or you're trying to get that relationship in the right place, or you're trying to make sure that you're optimizing what you're doing, having that sweet spot is everything. How does a baseball player, how do they hit the ball out of the park when it's coming at them at 95 miles per hour? They hit the ball in the perfect spot on the bat. Don't have to hit it hard, just have to hit it in a sweet spot. What is your sweet spot? Where is your sweet spot? How do you arrive there? How do you keep it there? And how do you have fun doing it? All right, because if it's your sweet spot, it's your thing. A sweet spot is a combination of your skills, your passion, and your values. Yeah. When you're in your sweet spot, when you're vibing, you're energized, you're engaged, you are very effective. How does this revolutionize your life? Number one, it enhances your performance. Because when you're doing what you love, what you know, and you have values about it, you're going to be good. You're going to be at your best. You're going to find a way. You do good what you do well, what you practice. And when you have a passion for it, it's easier to get to it.
This year, we can elect Commissioner David Richardson as tax collector, a certified public accountant who has dedicated his career to fighting fraud, waste, and abuse. David Richardson will lead with integrity. As tax collector, Richardson will improve customer service and enhance programs for residents.
More satisfaction in life. Yeah, when you do what you love, you're going to be happier. But it also adds to your relationships, strong relationships. See, you're going to be more confident. When you're more confident, you attract like. So you'll find yourself pulled toward positive things. You'll find yourself speaking in a positive way. You'll find yourself elevating your game and being around people who have elevated games because you're in your sweet spot. And people support people in their sweet spot generally, or they'll be haters and they run away. Another key element revolutionizes your life. Less stress, calmer mind, and you're in your zone, you're in your space. And that doesn't mean that you don't go to work and you don't have relationships and you have struggles and stuff, but you have your sweet spot, greater success. Yeah, you get better pay, better recognition, higher status, all those good things that come with thriving in your sweet spot. Overcoming the challenges of finding and leveraging your sweet spot. You know, everything that you want to do positive has a negative influence on some other side, yin yang. You throw a punch, you get punched. Everything has an equal and opposite action and reaction. That's just how it is. And so when you're trying to find your sweet spot, I can guarantee you're going to have challenges. First of all, just being motivated to get there. If you're not motivated and passionate about something, then pretty much you're not going to find a sweet spot. Being lazy is your sweet spot. I'm kidding. Well, actually, I'm not. Okay, overcoming the challenges of finding your sweet spot. Okay, so the first thing you got to do to overcome it is you got to reflect on yourself, self-reflect. You got to examine yourself from a mature standpoint. People who have a lot of confidence, a lot of swag, and sometimes arrogance have a tough time reflecting on themselves. And when they do, it's like, I'm the greatest. You don't know how to reflect. You have to be able to self-reflect and evaluate both your strengths and your weaknesses, your pros and cons, and move on and change and improve. You got to experiment, try things. It was in you already. You just had to be open-minded enough to try things or expand your sweet spot. Get feedback, professional feedback, quality feedback. Don't ask your drinking buddy. You gotta fail, but I call it failing forward. In other words, when you fail forward, that means you fail and learn and get back up and don't do that mistake again. You've learned from that mistake. When you fail backwards, it's the opposite. You fail, you stay on your back, and you suffer, and you worry about it, and you take it with you for the rest of your life as punishment. Nah, who needs that? Stay focused. Once you're getting into your sweet spot, stay there. Don't get distracted. Don't let people distract you. Don't be around the negative stuff. Stay focused on your mission, your drive, your passion, and what makes you happy and how you serve other people. Mindfulness, having gratitude for whatever it is you do have and not necessarily comparing to others. We're in a very celebrity-driven culture with social media making us think we got to be millionaires. So that's where mindfulness comes in, where you're able to think it through. One of my heroes has a sweet spot. He's a brilliant guitar player, and that's his escape. That's his gift. That's his gift to me and others from God, his talent. But he has that sweet spot. He knows when he's playing perfectly, he's right up in there. Hey, Gig, that's a shout out to you, man. Well, the last piece of overcoming the challenges of finding your sweet spot is simply this. Get support, all right? Get support, get help. But make sure it's things that you have a passion for and that you love, because you can be good at something and hate it, or you can be bad at something and love it. You want to find that middle ground. That's the key. Whether you're a leader, an athlete, a CEO, a doctor, a lawyer, you still got room to grow. Whether you're a college student, you've got a lot in front of you. You might as well get all this good stuff in right now from the OG. That's me, all right? All right, guys, I'll have some other stuff on travel, insight, and some basic workout stuff when you're coming back from an injury like me. Guys, that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and give some comments.
As a mom and small business owner, Annette Tadeo is running for clerk and comptroller to protect our tax dollars and achieve reforms. Annette Tadeo will regionalize the clerk's office, modernize technology services, and expand services to offer passport renewals. In Tallahassee, Fernandez Barquin voted for $1 billion in new sales taxes, took away our local control, and lowered wages on working families. Juan Fernandez Barquin, dangerous and reckless.